Welcome back to the Lights Out podcast, bedtime stories for boys and girls around the world. Good evening, boys and girls. Are you ready for bed? Are you all snuggled up and ready for another Lights Out bedtime story? Good, because tonight's story is called Primrose by Alex T. Smith, and it's a book about a princess who just wants to have fun. Now, it's a very nice little book, very colourful. Once upon a time, in a pretty pink palace, there lived a pretty pink princess called Primrose. She had a pretty pink tiara, 2 prancing pink ponies, and a plump little pug named Percy. But Princess Primrose wasn't happy. The trouble was that life at the palace was boring. Everyone was terribly serious and properly proper, and Primrose longed to have some fun. The king rolled his eyes when he caught Primrose climbing trees in the royal orchard. "Primrose," he hollered, "princesses don't hang upside down. They sit neatly beneath trees on a chair and do their princess homework." And the king made Primrose pull up a chair and learn how to wave politely when travelling in the royal carriage. Primrose's mother, the queen, gave a loud shriek when she found Primrose and Percy playing dressing up in their bedroom. "Primrose," she gasped, "princesses don't monkey about." And the queen made Primrose and Percy change out of their silly clothes and into more suitable and very uncomfortable royal outfits. It was the same everywhere Primrose turned. "Princesses don't play board games," moaned the maids. "Princesses don't dig up muddy vegetables," grumbled the gardeners. And when Primrose asked to help bake some cupcakes in the royal kitchen, the cook almost fainted. "Princesses don't dabble with dough," he hissed nervously. "They will get their hands messy and drop eggs on the dressers." And he shooed her quickly out of the kitchen. "Oh, something must be done about Primrose," sighed the queen one day. "She simply can't carry on like this. She is a princess after all, and she must learn to behave like one." Everybody agreed. There was only one thing for it. Somebody must call Grandmama. If anybody could turn Primrose into a proper princess, it was Her Royal Highness. When Grandma arrived, everyone was on their best behavior. Everyone apart from Primrose. She just carried on as normal. "I see exactly what the problem is here," tutted Grandmama. "What?" asked the king and queen together. "I'm not going to tell you," Grandmama boomed in her bossiest voice, "but you'll do exactly as I say." The king and the queen nodded nervously. First, Grandmama ordered the king to climb a tree in the royal orchard. The king was shocked to begin with, but Grandmama waggled her finger at him, and he climbed all the way to the top. "Gosh," the king panted, "I didn't even remember we had a royal tree house. Well, this is fun." And he and Primrose had a nice cup of tea and a giggle in the leaves. Next, Grandmama ordered the queen to change her clothes. "Oh, golly," cried the queen, "this is fun!" And she bounced on the bed and laughed and laughed and laughed. The rest of the day passed busily for the royal family. They spent the whole afternoon playing snakes and ladders, digging up muddy vegetables, pull, and baking treats for tea, making the marvellous mess in the kitchen. "You see," smiled Grandmama at the end of the day, "it doesn't do anybody any good being so serious all the time. What this place needs was a sprinkle of fun and some good old belly laughs." Everyone agreed that Grandma was right, as always. "Now," said Grandmama, giving Primrose a big cuddle, "I really must be going." "Would you like to borrow the royal carriage?" asked Primrose politely. "Oh, no, thank you, darling," chuckled Grandmama. "I have a much better way of travelling." I might be the Royal Highness, but grannies like having fun too. Cheerio, my dears. The end of the book. You've just got to pick up to believe it. It's so great and wonderful and colourful. And it's called Primrose, the Princess Who Just Wants to Have Fun by Alex T. Smith. Found that book hiding under the pile of books I got today. And that's here on the Lights Out podcast. Bedtime stories for boys and girls and mums and dads around the world. Good night.